once you've seen Manhattan and you've seen all the tourist things, you go a little offbeat, and that's exactly what we are doing today in this video. So this video is going to be about 3 offbeat yet beautiful places that you can see in New York, and this is perfect if you have more than 2 days or even more than 3 days in New York. So today we are exploring 3 places: the Chelsea Market, the Highline Park and the Vessel. So you're going to know how to reach this place, what to do, how much it costs, and also my honest review and recommendation at the end. Stay tuned for that. Starting our day with the Chelsea Market, and to reach here from New Jersey there's actually a train, so you can take the Park train, get out and walk a little while to reach the Chelsea Market. And Chelsea Market is a place where you can come here to experience some offbeat food, to do some shopping, and also to indulge in a lot of homemade and creative stuff. So we are starting our day here. It's actually afternoon now, so the plan for today is to first grab lunch here, then head to the Highline Park, and then see the sunset at the Vessel. And I'm going to take you along through all of this. So let's go grab lunch, and we are grabbing lunch at a very popular Mexican place called Los Tacos. And as you can see, there's a huge line outside it, but we're going to stand in the line and get some lunch. Afternoon with lunch at the Chelsea Market, and I have here a very traditional Mexican food. I'm here with a friend who doesn't want to be on camera, so so these are 2 traditional drinks, and you say it what it's called. Horchata and tamarindo. This is like your imli pani. How's the food? Good. A very interesting thing about these tacos, like it actually has a cactus filling. And I've never eaten cactus in my life. Never seen it also on a menu. So there are a lot of food and a lot of eating options here. So feel free to explore around and pick whatever you want to eat. So right next to the Chelsea Market is the Highline Park, and this is where we are headed next. So next I'm going to show you this park and also tell you a very interesting history about the Highline. Highline actually has a very interesting history. This was an industrial rail line which connected the meat packing district. That's where it's literally what the name is. This is where meat used to be brought and packaged, and this railroad connected the meat packing district to the Hudson Yard. And I think about a decade ago the rail track got abandoned and they didn't know what to do with it. So instead of just demolishing the entire structure, they decided to convert this into a park. So this is essentially an elevated park. One end you have the Chelsea Market and the meat packing district, and the other end you have the Hudson Yard. So this place right behind me is the meat packing district, and you still have a few factories and a few outlets which still do the meat packing lift. One of them is right behind me, but most of them have been abandoned now. So we're going to start from this end of the park and make our way through to the other end where there's the Hudson Yard. And all along this place you have a lot of Instagram worthy places, and you have a lot of beautiful sights to take in. So I'm going to be showing that along as well. behind me is actually called the Four Frames, and this structure was erected to denote the 4 seasons of the year. And it's just a very pretty place, and this is also one of the Instagram spots. So throughout Highline Park, you'll keep coming across really pretty Instagram spots, and this is one of them. Another Instagram spot. This is the 15th Street, and behind me you have the really pretty red street with the bridge. So if you're in the mood for some people watching, you can come to this spot. This is near the 17th Street, and there's actually a window overlooking the street. And if you're really in the mood for people watching, you can just sit there and stare at the traffic and all the crowd going around. The Highline is about 3 kilometers long, which is approximately about 40 blocks. So you start from one end and make your way to the other end. And I think this park will have a different look every season. So right now it's winter, so it's more of bare and just browns. But I guess in fall, in summer, it'll definitely look much more different. Some spots in the park, the rail track is still visible, like the one we are walking on. So the Highline Park is also a very good place if you want to admire the buildings, the architecture of New York, because at regular intervals you have these streets which you can see, and that's the best place to get a very good view of the buildings around this area, and also to get a look at the very typical New York architecture, like the one that you can see behind me. So we are at the end of the Highline Park, and the next stop is the Vessel, which is behind me. Before I go in, here's my honest review about Highline Park. So Highline Park is a very good place to come if you have more than 3 days in New York and if you have spare time. It's really nice to take a leisurely walk and just admire the buildings and snap pictures. I think it's best to come here with a friend if you want to catch up with somebody and just have a conversation. It's a good place to admire the park and do that. But if you're short of time and you have don't really have much time, it's also a place which you can skip. So next is the Vessel, and Vessel is basically one of the newest structures in New York. It's also one of the newest attractions, and this place actually cost about $10 million to make. That's insane. But this is what we're going to check out next, and the good thing about the Vessel is that it's currently free, so there is no entry charge. So you can go and try to come to this place somewhere around sunset, because right at the top you get a very good view of the Manhattan skyline, and also it's a very good place to capture the sunset. So let's go and check out the Vessel. There's a little update about the Vessel and the entries. So the entry is free, but it's limited to a certain number of entries per day, and once that is crossed they start charging. So right now it's about 3:40, it's almost 4 o'clock actually, and the free entry for the day has got over and we have to pay. It's $10 per head. So if you want a free entry to the Vessel, try and come earlier in the day, or try and come on a weekday. So today is Friday, I think that's why probably it's a little more crowded. So if you come on a weekday and if you come earlier in the day, you can get a free entry to the Vessel. The elevator is only for disabled people, so we have to climb, and yeah, we're going to climb and make our way to the top. Getting in my cardio workout for the day. can creep you out a little bit. So this was the vessel, and my recommendation is that definitely come here if you have extra time. Once you're done with all the main things to do in New York, and if you still have time, you can take some time out and come to the vessel. Try and come here towards the evening so that you can see the sunset. And this is just a nice viewing spot. It's a very quirky thing to do. You can come here, admire the architecture, take pictures, get a view of Hudson Yard, and also a little bit of New York in the background. And if you're planning a trip to New York, then I know that the first time here can get a little overwhelming. I did hours of research before I came here and before I planned this trip. But I can make this process so much more simpler and hassle-free for you. Me and my team can create a customized itinerary for you and also help you find affordable and budget-friendly options. So if you are interested in that, check out the link in the description box. You can book a one-to-one consultation session with me. And if you're planning to come to the New York, the first step, of course, is to get your US visa. So there is an entire playlist on the US visa process. Make sure that you check it out. And if you want more assistance, you can again book a session with me. I can take you through the entire process, right from filling the DS-160 to giving the interview, and make it so much easier and simpler for you. So do check out all these links in the description box. We are at the vessel. The sun is just about to set, so we're going to watch the sunset for some time and head down. See you in the next one. Signing off for now. Bye.